Radio. It is 10:16. If you're watching on social media, thank you so much. Feel free to share this out, ask questions. We're going to be talking about the Texas City La Marque Chamber of Commerce, all the events that are coming up, and also leadership. Mainland, I'm going to kick this on the FM. Here we go. Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. This is Kickstart. My name is Gardy, and I have some guests in studio. But I have, most importantly, I have Jordan with the Texas City La Marque Chamber of Commerce in studio. Good morning, Jordan. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How about yourself?
Man, what have you been up to?
Nothing. Working, man. Working. It's been busy at the chamber so far this last couple weeks, and got some more stuff going on these next couple weeks, too, so it's been crazy.
I've seen that there are events that are coming back to the chamber. That's very exciting. There was a city council and mayoral debate that the chamber and I-45 now partnered together with, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So kind of walk us through, what do we have coming up?
So we have the TCISD voting forum going on tonight at 7 p.m., and we also have a bunch of ribbon cuttings coming up in the next week and two. So first off, next Monday on the 19th, we have a ribbon cutting for Dyke Dogs, Ferris, and Envirogen. That'll be at 1 o'clock on Monday, April 19th. Then Tuesday, the very next day, we have a ribbon cutting for Big Ass Crawfish Bash Foundation at 4 p.m. That'll be at the Texas City La Marque Chamber. And then Wednesday on April 21st at 11:30, we have Texas Entertainment Experience with an X. It'll be at the Texas Entertainment Experience. Then Thursday, April 22nd at 11, we have Elliott Tool Technologies. That'll be at their office. And then finally, we have the ribbon cutting and tour at Terraces Apartments on Thursday, April 29th at 1, and the big grand opening ribbon cutting for the STEAM building at COM on Friday, April 30th at 2 p.m. So got a bunch of stuff going on with ribbon cuttings and a bunch of chamber events happening too. Women in Business, Thursday, April 15th. Chamber U coming on Tuesday, April 20th at 11. We'll have Doug Mansfield speaking on how to promote your business with search engines and social network. And our big State of Industry Business Luncheon on April 27th at 11:30. So if you guys need tickets, individual tickets are $25 a person, and you can buy a corporate table of 6 for $200.
Which of the ribbon cuttings are you looking forward to the most?
All of them.
There's not one that sticks out?
No, yeah, I love ribbon cuttings. They're so much fun. I get to go out and meet the people, and it's also huge for the businesses. So we love supporting ribbon cuttings and supporting members of the Texas City La Marque Chamber.
Today, we're going to be talking about Leadership Mainland. If somebody hasn't heard of it, can you give us a rundown? What exactly is it?
So Leadership Mainland is basically leaders of the community. So we get people from all over, from different businesses around Texas City La Marque, and get them all together. We meet about once a month and do a bunch of fun things. So February, we went to Topgolf and had some fun, and had a couple speakers come out and talk to us about different things. And this last Friday, we went to C-Star Base and got to speak to Mays Middleton and Senator Taylor, and did some fishing afterwards. So it was a good time.
Okay, that's awesome. I'm going to get our other guests introduced. So what I'm going to do is have you say your name and then share the organization you're with.
James Fincham. I'm with Ashland Specialty Ingredients.
Sloan Witter. I'm with the City of La Marque, and I work at the La Marque Fire Department.
All right, so were y'all at the events for C-Star Base, and did y'all go to Topgolf?
Yes, I did, yeah. It was a great time.
Are y'all good at golf?
No.
Not at all.
Well, you know, Jordan was a college athlete and played golf in college.
I wanted him on my team.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Okay, so what is y'all's experience, and we'll start with you, James. What's been your experience with Leadership Mainland?
So back in 2019, me and Sloan actually went through the leadership class, and once that was over, we were made leaders for the next leadership class. You know, it's been kind of a challenge with the COVID, because this class actually started last year, and we made it through the first couple of meetings, and then everything came to an end, and we've kicked it back off this year. So, you know, it's kind of a start-stop, but we're going to have, I guess, the first 2-year class in the chamber history.
Love it.
Right. There's some history being written right now. So it's unfortunate how last year played out in a lot of ways. It gave a lot of opportunity to some different businesses and people getting creative and just going about things in a not conventional way. You know, for y'all in business, how was that affecting, last year affecting, Ashland?
Well, of course, we have a lot of people that come in and out of the plant. So with the COVID precautions, we had a lot of staff that were working from home. A pretty good amount of the staff was working from home, and that presents challenges. We went to no face-to-face meetings, so it was all Microsoft Office calls, and not being able to walk into somebody's office and ask them a question. That's a real challenge when you're used to having face-to-face meetings, ad hoc meetings all the time.
Mm-hmm. Sloan, what about for you? Because y'all still have to work. It's important, right?
Right, definitely. So first responders, their jobs never stop 24/7, and it was a challenge. COVID, getting masks and gloves, and every other company is trying to do the same. So I think we did a great job, and I'm so glad to be a part of an awesome team.
Well, and actually that brings up a good point. One of our other facilities in Kentucky actually changed the process over and started making hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
And, we gave some to the Texas City Fire Department, I guess maybe to the health district, a lot of places, and including Lamarque.
Mm-hmm.
And, a few months later, everybody's still in the middle of this, and they were having trouble getting hand sanitizer. And because of our connection with leadership, she sent me a text, "Hey, do y'all have any more?"
Mm-hmm.
Immediately loaded some in my truck and took to the
They
fire
were
station.
there in an hour for
So,
us.
Awesome.
that's one of the things that Mainland leadership brings is you have people from all different walks, all different kinds of companies, but now you have a personal connection.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much the idea, to create that community and just, I guess, learn and be able to help your individual business or whoever you represent.
Right.
Well, help your individual business and open your eyes to the things going on in the community. One of the things we do is visit the United Way and the food bank and those kind of things. And once we visited the United Way, I actually put my name in, and I'm on one of the allocation committees now. So, it helps us actually get involved with the community a lot more as well.
Sloan, what's been your experience in leadership Mainland so far?
Well, I've lived in this community my entire life, and I learned things in 2019 that I never knew existed. We get to go tour the petrochemical plants. We get to go tour the Galveston County Jail. We get to, you see so many things that you would never see unless you do this. And it's an amazing opportunity.
It's a little bit longer of a commitment than you originally thought, right? But is that accurate to say it is a commitment, right?
It is a commitment. It truly is. And we try to meet up too, and we have a group me that we all, chat, how's your day going? Oh, you're having a bad day. Or one of our leaders, Ramari, we shared her great news of being the first city clerk in Texas City to be African American. And so we shared all of that, and we've become really close with each other, and it's great.
So as far as, like, if somebody wants to go through leadership, I guess, are there requirements? Do they have to wait for next year? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it generally, I think you have to get with the chamber, but they start accepting applications late in the year because it is a 12-month process. And then we all go to the chamber banquet. There's an award ceremony and those kind of things. But it normally kicks off January, and if you sign up, they have an information lunch where everybody comes, and there's past leaders and past people that have been through the program. And then, you can sign up based on your company, and, there's some fees involved and a few things like that. And you have to be able to commit to the schedule.
Who would y'all recommend? Like, if somebody, would y'all recommend the program to just anybody? If they feel like it's for them, or to who?
Well, anybody that's interested in learning more about their community, learning more about the businesses in their community, and again, making the connections. It's a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. And y'all get to do fun things and just learn. And how often is it once a month or more?
It's generally once a month.
All right, cool.
This year's kind of different. We didn't get to tour the Capitol like we normally do and go to Austin with COVID. So this year is kind of still a learning experience for all of us because some businesses aren't letting others in.
But that's something y'all did in the past, though. Y'all were able to experience that?
Right, touring the Capitol, meeting the senator and all that. Yeah, it was nice.
Okay. I think I remember whenever that happened. What year was that? That was, 2019?
Mm-hmm.
And what is that experience like? Had y'all been to the Capitol and done that tour before or anything?
No,
I
I never had.
Yeah.
And well, I mean, and you get to meet your local representatives, your local senators. They actually came out of the chamber floor and talked to us. We went up in the gallery and saw them open the chamber and those kind of things. We toured the offices.
Yeah. And they were in session when we went.
Yeah, when we went. Every other year they're in session. So if you hit the every other year leadership class when you go to Austin, you actually get to go watch them in session.
What kind of things were they talking about? Do y'all remember those? Any specifics?
I can't say
when
that
we
I
went, no, I mean, when we had our meeting last week, they were talking about all the local legislation that they're pushing through. That was one of the other things when we actually went to the Capitol. We got to talk to the the chairman of the Texas Education Agency and the Texas Chemistry Council and some of those folks. So we got to see a real good view of where the education system's going and those kind of things.
Y'all met at the Sea Star base the other day, and y'all got to, I guess, talk to Mays Middleton, and who else was there?
Senator Taylor.
Senator Larry Taylor.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of things were they speaking on, or what were they sharing?
A big thing was the TWIA and like getting set rates and what was
for the Texas windstorm.
he actually called us, Zoomed with us while he was on the floor. Like
Yeah,
What?
Mays Middleton
Yeah.
did.
I like Mays.
Oh yeah, he's a good guy.
A good guy.
Man, when I talked to Mays last time, I guess I zoomed him in, but it was after the whole freeze in ERCOT, and I'm like, he's giving some information. I was like, I've never heard any of this. You see all these articles, everything's pushed out, and he was kind of laying out the way he interprets it. And I mean, he's in the middle of it. He has more information than I do, but he's very open with that information, pushing it out. So I appreciate Mays. And
Well, one of the big things they're pushing is some of the reforms with teachers. So, retired teachers can only work so much or earn so much income before they have an issue with, I guess, their retirement. And they're talking about changing those requirements because what perfect people to help with tutoring and to help with, kids that are struggling with school is a retired teacher. And there's a lot of teachers that still want to work, but they can't because they retired. So that's one of the big reforms that they're pushing right now.
Okay, so after y'all had the opportunity to listen to to State Representative Mays Middleton and Senator Larry Taylor, y'all got to go fish. What was that like?
Oh, it was a good time.
It was fun.
There was a lot of people that had never fished before.
Really?
So
Not y'all, right? Y'all fished before?
I've fished before.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't like to touch the fish.
Do you like to eat the fish?
No, I actually don't.
You don't eat fish?
No.
I had Susie Hanks in the other day. She does some of the communications for the Sea Star base, and she sat down. And are y'all familiar with Susie Hanks? Who that is?
She was, yeah.
She was
there
on
with
Dean
us.
and Raj. Do y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Dean and Raj is still on, so it was like Susie, Dean and Raj. So she sat down. She was like, "Yeah, so I've done some radio in the past." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. What have you done before?" She's like, "Yeah, I was on Dean and Raj." I was like, "I listened to Dean and Raj like my whole life, and you're just telling me this right now? What am I supposed to do with this information, right?" She's like she
Yeah.
did it for 20 years on the air, and she lives in Hitchcock, down the street, and has made a transition. But that was like a little nerve-wracking, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
honest. But shout out to the Sea Star base. They have a lot of cool stuff coming up.
was.
Oh,
in their
yeah.
camp,
Yeah.
kayaking, sailboat. Have y'all ever gone on a sailboat?
No.
Yeah, me either.
A long time ago. But,
Was it fun?
oh, yeah. There's a lot of traffic in Galveston Bay, though. And
Yeah. But what's cool is they offer that, because when I thought of like sailing, it's like, I don't have enough money to sail. I grew up I grew up down the street. You know what I mean? Like, that's not me. But she was just saying one of their missions is to make that available to everybody. It's not just, you think of like, oh, they're going to sail and, in this thing, but it's just like to someone like me who grew up at
Right.
exit 10, so
yeah.
Yeah.
it was a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, that's what she explained to us, why it was all started in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We learned a lot about it.
What is coming up next? Is there any that y'all are familiar with? Like, what's coming up next? Is there any other meetups or something y'all would like to see happen?
So next month is our county law day. So we're supposed to meet with the district attorney and hear what they do, and that's when you're supposed to do your jail tour. But we don't know if we're able to do that yet with COVID
Okay.
still. And then we normally meet with Judge Henry and eat lunch at Yaga's or somewhere and connect that way.
Very cool.
It's my favorite day. I like the law stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's something that y'all would like to see added to leadership? If y'all could pick anything at all, it could be just something fun, bonding, or learning about something that happens in our community.
Well, I mean, it's funny sitting here talking to you. We have a media day, right? And we went to the Galveston Daily News, which is very interesting. We got to see the presses run and all that kind of thing, and how they've evolved, right? From a print newspaper to advertising, those kind of things. But why don't we bring you in to talk to us?
You know what?
Why don't we have an interview with the
That would be
group?
cool.
That would be fun.
And the other thing is I-45 now.
Uh-huh.
I mean, as news and whatnot has progressed, social media is very important. So that might be some options for us.
They reached out. I think it was 2019 or it was one time, and for whatever reason, we couldn't make it happen, if I remember correctly. But I'm 100% down. We could do that. And I've had the opportunity to go see the presses at the Daily News, and it's really cool.
It is really cool.
The thing that surprised me was so many other newspapers that they print. They come out of there.
Right.
And then I'm like, well, so how does it get from? And then the trucks, and it's like, well, they come at night. It's all this. It's a process. It's been going on for 100 years. You know.
And that's what's cool about Mainland leadership. You get to see stuff like that you wouldn't normally get to see any other time. And this allows you the opportunity to be knowledgeable in that.
Mm-hmm. So as far as leadership goes, is there anything else that y'all would like to share about the program or anything at all?
Well, I mean, it covers all facets. I mean, city, county, the health district, your charitable organizations, economic development. So you get a wide gamut of knowledge, but the other piece to that is we have people that work for, the city of Marque. We have people that work in all the big chemical plants and refineries, but we also have educators. I mean, we have a principal, two principals of schools in the local area. So, there's a doctor. So it's a wide range group of leaders in the community, and it's interesting because you take all those people and put them together, and the friendships and everything that goes on with it. It's more than just leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What about you, Sloan? Is there anything you would like to share? Anything else about leadership, Mainland?
I think he covered it. I mean, it's just an amazing opportunity. I can't say enough great things about it. It's and to be a leader in it and get to do it all over again is the best. Like seeing people go through it for the first time. And my favorite has been the retreats and all that, because you really get to know people. And no matter, I work at the city of Marque, and then, you work for Ashland. It's crazy to see how we're all still the same community, and we all still can help each other out and be there for one another, especially during COVID when all I had to do was send him a simple text and he was there for us in an hour. And
that's awesome.
yeah.
The first time I learned about leadership was I usually go to the chamber whenever I get flat tires, and there was a time in my life whenever I had a lot of flat tires. Like, it was really weird. I don't know what, but knock on my desk, that's not wood. I don't need any more flat tires. But I always end up at discount, like whether I was towed there, I can make it in, and so I just go hang out at the chamber. It might have been during 2019, but y'all were coming from an event or something. I think it was like an all-day thing, and then going into the conference room, and I was like, I'm going to go to the chamber. Like, it's right there, and they have snacks. It makes sense. And I remember it's when Kayla was working there, and Jenny was as well, and so they're like, oh, you can just come in here. And I was like, okay. So I was kind of just waiting in the back and kind of listening and seeing what was going on until Discount gave me a call or a text saying like, hey, your car's ready. We patched your tire, or you need a new one, most likely. But
well, and that's been one of the challenges too, because we went from Jenny to Paige, and both of them are great leaders, but you have a leadership program that's, I don't know, I can't remember how long Jenny's been there, but you're shifting to a new sheriff in town, however you want to put it.
Yeah, and they both are great leaders.
Great leaders,
but definitely, they're different.
That's right.
Different. Right. And so there's different ways to lead, and a lot of, they have a lot of the same characteristics, I suppose, but totally different personalities, but they're both awesome.
Right.
Yes, they are.
Definitely agree.
I think they're great. And Jenny did an amazing job with the chamber, and Paige has been doing an amazing job as well. So I went in there yesterday. I didn't have a flat tire, thank goodness. But I went in there yesterday and just kind of go in from time to time. And they have a busy schedule. Jordan just laid out everything that's going on, but they always make time. Unannounced, walk in, whatever, just make time and, hey, how can we help you? What's going on? It's good to see you, just even if it's to say hi.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I think the Chamber's a great resource. I appreciate what they, did last year and have continued to do and been doing for probably 60 years, however long the Texas City Lamarque Chamber of Commerce has been going on. So, hey, Jordan, I'm going to kick it back to you. And can you remind us everything that's coming up, and your favorite ribbon cutting is coming up this year? What you got?
So there's a lot going on, man. Like I said, I listed earlier all the ribbon cuttings. So next week we have ribbon cuttings Monday, April 19th at 1 p.m. for Dyke Dogs, Fires, and Envirogen. That'll be at 617 8th Avenue North, Texas City. Ribbon cutting Tuesday, April 20th at 4 p.m. for the Big Ass Crawfish Bash Foundation. That'll be hosted at the Texas City Lamarque Chamber. Then we have Wednesday, April 21st at 11:30 a.m. at Texas Entertainment Experience for them, their big kickoff. Ribbon cutting Thursday, April 22nd at 11 a.m. for Elliott Tool Technologies. That'll be at their office. Then we kick to the next week on Thursday, April 29th at 1 p.m. We have Terraces Apartments. That'll be at Terraces Apartments. And then we have the big ribbon cutting and grand opening for College of the Mainland, their big STEAM building. That'll be at 2 p.m. So we have a bunch of ribbon cuttings coming up, and then we also have a bunch of chamber events going on. So we got Women in Business on Thursday, April 15th at 11:45 a.m. on Zoom. Hopefully that's the last one on Zoom. Then we have a Chamber U workshop with Doug Mansfield. He's going to talk about how to promote your business with search engines and social networking. And then we have our big State of the Industry business luncheon on April 27th at 11:30. You can give me a shout or Jessica. Individual tickets are $25 a person, or you can get a corporate table for $200 for 6 people.
So there's a lot going on, and it's exciting that there are events coming back and a lot of really cool things going on in the community. Jordan, is there anything else you'd like to share about leadership or the chamber at all?
If you're interested in joining leadership, I know we send out applications and a little bit more info, usually about in the fall time. But you guys, if y'all are interested, give me a call, give the chamber a call, and we're more than happy to kind of fill y'all in and keep y'all in mind whenever the applications roll around.
All right. Well, I'd like to say thank you to everybody for hanging out this morning and letting me know a little bit about y'all's experiences with the chamber and leadership, and just sharing this info for the public. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. All right, social media. Y'all have a good day. Be blessed, and feel free to share this out or ask questions as well.